conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo. I can be welcoming you to the program Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. And yes, this is how we do it every day, every morning on these stations. The program is Conversation.
All right, I'm going straight to the major headlines and the meat of the news this morning. Banner headline here, former President Goodluck Jonathan is worried about the gale of defections, especially from his own political party, which is the major opposition, into the ruling APC. And is warning against Nigeria drifting into a one-party state. He says here, one-party state. Jonathan warns against backdoor manipulations. Whatever does that mean? Backdoor manipulations. Well, that's the way he put it. Maybe, well, what it means is that people have been persuaded in ways that are more than beyond normal to defect into the ruling party. And they also, well, there's a picture of this saying here that past sacrifices in vain, past sacrifices of Nigerians. So that's what he's trying to say here. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has warned against any attempt to transform Nigeria into a one-party state through political manipulation, saying such a move will be dangerous and destabilizing for the country's fragile democracy. Jonathan issued the one in Abuja on Wednesday while delivering a tribute at a memorial lecture held in honor of the late elder statesman and nationalist chief Edwin Kebudo Clark, acknowledging that some countries that successfully practice one-party system under unique historical and social conditions. The former president cautioned that Nigeria's complex ethnic, religious and political landscape demands a more inclusive and carefully designed political framework. Well, describe Nigeria's democracy as fragile. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. Democracy has come to stay in Nigeria, and I don't think it is still fragile as we speak. And also, well, talking about but now I wonder why the gale of defections, especially into the ruling party, is being termed and interpreted as a clandestine attempt or plot to turn the nation into a one-party state. Now, getting more in numbers is what every political party is supposed to be doing and working towards, so long as they are not doing anything outside the law. So, what the PDP, for instance, should be doing is to make the nest more attractive for its members. So, losing his juggernaut to the APC, real APC, for me, it means that something is wrong and the party should look inwards. And I wonder, former President Goodluck Jonathan, would he have felt so strongly about this if it were the other way around? Would he be worried about Nigeria eventually drifting into a one-party system? If people were leaving the ruling party and coming into the major opposition. Remember, Bimbo, the PDP as an opposition party, I wonder where the voice of that party had gone. Remember when APC was in the major opposition?
Yes.
Very vibrant opposition at that time that kept the PDP on its toes.
Yes.
So I wonder, the PDP is too busy fighting itself.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to say. Internal wranglings. Yes, that is what is affecting the PDP now. They are too busy fighting themselves. Now people are jumping boats, whether for pecuniary gains, whether for personal or selfish reasons. But people are jumping boats, and you don't seem to be doing anything to try to hold them back and to try to persuade them to stay in your party. Even the ones that are powerful juggernauts within the party that are supposed to do the convincing are also, there are some that we do not know actually where they stand. There are some governors, there are some ministers that is difficult to actually, and some senators as we speak, who are still in the PDP, but it's very difficult to know whether, well, you look at them, you see sometimes the umbrella of the PDP on their babariga, and sometimes that umbrella will peel and dim, and then you see the broom metamorphosing, so you get confused. Or you see the umbrella on one side of the babariga, maybe in front, and the broom at the back. So there are some of them like that. So, but as I said, remember, and I wonder why
President Goodluck Jonathan, former President Goodluck Jonathan, also kept mute when someone boasted, when he was in power, that the PDP was going to rule the country for the next 16 years at that time. And so he didn't have anything to say to that. So if the APC has now gone on the harvest, and they are bringing in the sheaves, and the harvest for them is sweet, well, I do not know why they are being accused of trying to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. And like I said, if it were the other way around, would the former president have felt so strongly about the activities of the APC in bringing more people into its fold? That is what a political party is supposed to be doing.
Yes. Now, remember former head of state Yakubu Gowon, he too is talking. I think it was at an occasion, and he said he is happy on his own part, to his own opinion, on peace and unity, of these parties and members of these parties. Maybe individual parties, like the APC, PDP parties, peace in within, and PDP and other parties, that they should be united within themselves so that Nigeria can move forward. And Yakubu Gowon reiterated the importance of unity in the country and said Nigeria can only make progress when national interest is placed above personal ambition. Yes, that well, can we call Yakubu Gowon a politician? But he was a military head of state.
Yeah, he's not a politician.
Yes, but he's saying some things, and that is why he's bringing out his words of advice for all political parties and all leaders of the country, politicians, leaders, and all stakeholders, so that nothing negative will happen to Nigeria and its people.
We all know politics and politicians are not driven by national interest in Nigeria. It is self-interest first, then perhaps the political interest of the party. That is what drives politics in Nigeria. So just from that context that I have been speaking this morning. So I don't know if former President Goodluck Jonathan, like I said, is not seeing that, or is pretending not to see that, or is pretending not to understand that this is what drives politics in his own country. He is a politician. Well, the former military head of state, Yakubu Gowon, can be forgiven for saying what he said. He is not a politician, and I mean, he doesn't belong to the affray. So, so he would definitely speak from the point of view of an elder statesman and someone who ruled this country as a military officer, and who was able, well, maybe could turn his eye away from the politicking and the manipulations, and but then this is politics, like I said, and I don't think anyone should be interpreting the efforts of any political party to gain more members for itself as attempting to turn the country into a one-party state. If you sit back and watch the country turn into a one-party state and you can do nothing about it, then I do not know why you are blaming the ruling party.
I have this one here. Is it politics you want to delve on again now?
Well, there's this one again, quite related, the gale of defections. The rep spokesman is saying that 21 out of 24 reps defectors joined APC since July, and of course, understandably, that's why the PDP is worried. That's why the former president is worried.
And one of the, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, one of the big wigs in the PDP was saying that there was nothing to fear despite all those defections. Yes, he was bragging that there was nothing to fear. That's
the spirit, Bimbo. Yeah, that's the spirit. If he did, they are formidable. Like I said, then the defections should not bother them. Like I said, the APC formed a very vibrant and strong opposition. So I do not know why the PDP is not giving the APC the necessary run this time. They seem to be too busy fighting themselves, so instead of fighting the ruling party on the basis of principle, on the basis of standards, on the basis of that which is right. And they do not seem to be very much interested in that. Rather, they are more interested in pulling down their own house, as I would put it. So, in short, they are the ones pulling down their own house. It is not the APC.
APC, yes.
It's not the APC.
Well, yes, this one says sexual harassment allegations. For VC, Fashion goes to court, seeks 250 million naira damages. Yes, I think it is all about some statements and reports by Sahara reporters and another broadcast organization. Yes, defaming the character of the Professor Sunday Fashion, and he has filed a lawsuit against 2 media houses and an Ekiti State High Court seeking damages amounting 250 million naira. Fashion had, in a suit filed at an Ekiti State High Court, Ekiti listed Sahara reporters, the Foundation for Investigative Journalism, and a senior staff of the university, Mrs. Folashade Adebayo, as defendants. Represented by his counsel, T.S. Adegbega, Esquire, the Vice Chancellor noted that the defendants maliciously circulated an audio recording and published accompanying reports that defamed him and caused him and family substantial reputational damage. And in his statement of claim, Fashion contended that the audio was obtained and circulated without his consent, and that its publication constituted cyberbullying, cyberstalking, defamation, and blackmail. Well, I don't know if he had not granted them any audio, audio interview or anything talking about interviews or so. How would they have, add that, the recordings and the written documents, and just posted it on air? On Facebook and all those things, on social media.
Well, it might not be an interview per se.
Yes,
maybe it was a conversation between the VC and someone, and it kind of leaked somehow. Maybe because of investigative journalism. But then the Vice Chancellor has every right to go to court to defend himself against these allegations. And while we are not pronouncing him guilty yet, until their lordships have done the needful. Well, like I said, if eventually the VC is found to have been deliberately maligned and deliberately tarnished, the law must take its course. Like I said, he has every right to defend himself under the law. But then I'm wondering, shall we never have an end to these allegations, all the allegations of sexual harassment in the ivory towers? It keeps on recurring and recurring. Whether the person accused has been framed, whether the person being accused actually did what he's been accused of.
Yes.
But then I don't know when we'll ever have an end to this. It's painful when you hear stories, all these kind of allegations, whether true or not. It's painful. The ivory towers are supposed to be sacred places to acquire our knowledge and to build character. And then you keep on hearing of this kind of incidents.
And the Vice Chancellor is not pained that the circulated audio recording, defamed him and caused him and family substantial reputational damage. One of those things that is paining him the most.
Yeah, it's for him to prove his innocence in court. And then if those ones too, if they are facts, they had better come up with those facts. Otherwise, they will be in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
Nelfund, well, education related also. Nelfund denies fraud allegation explains how agency disbursed 54 billion naira to 293,000 students from 303 tertiary institutions. Talking about NEL fund being, well, there have been allegations of fraud, but then personally, I have seen many students who have actually benefited from these loans, and initially I had my doubts as to if the Nigerian factor would allow this scheme to work. But from what I saw, of course, NEL fund seemed to be actually working. But now these allegations of fraud, I'm wondering. Okay, and the NEL fund is also saying that it received 10 billion naira from Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, 143 billion naira from Tech Fund, 50 billion naira proceeds of crime from EFCC. Managing Director of Nigeria Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, Mr. Akintunde Sawyer, on Wednesday dismissed allegations of diversion of student loan and confirmed receipt of 203 billion as approved by President Bola Tinubu's administration. Sawyer, who disclosed this in Abuja during the investigative hearing into the allegation bordering on diversion of 71 billion naira from the fund disbursed so far, held at the instance of House of Representatives Committee on NEL Fund and Students' Loan, chaired by Honorable Ifeoluwa Eindero, described the statement issued by Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) as unfounded and inaccurate. Well, again, it is for the House of Representatives are the ones investigating this now. And
yes.
Well, due and diligent investigation to see or to actually confirm what actually happened, and let the law take its course if any misdemeanor is uncovered.
And they should ensure that they carry Nigerians along, because at the end of the day, or along the line, you will not just hear about this issue anymore.
We must see the end of it.
Yes.
And okay, Benue Governor rejects Reps Committee invitation, approaches Supreme Court to challenge it. Says opposition planning to remove him. Speakers of State Assemblies say invitation overreach of constitutional authority.
Yeah.
Well, another clash of interest as regards what the Constitution says or does not say. Well, we are not lawyers, and I guess the Benue governor and they must also have some aspects of the Constitution that he is relying upon and be as advised by his Attorney General, and which is relying upon, which is holding on to as the reason why has rejected the Reps Committee invitation. Remember, I think there was an incident sometimes ago where the Senate invited the President of this country, and I can't remember if it was I think it was former President Muhammadu Buhari.
First time. First time.
And at the end of the day, the Senate ate its words and even began to apologize profusely to Mr. President. Some people, presidential aides, they said that the Senate overstepped their bounds and that they had absolutely no right to summon the President before them. So, well, so maybe in the case of a governor too, maybe they also don't have that right to. Well, then, like I said, we are not lawyers. We don't know what the law says or does not say.
Yes.
But then, the law in Nigeria could say one thing in a particular case of a similar statute, and then say another thing, maybe somewhere in a particular part of the country, and then come to say another thing in another part of the country. We have seen that happen, especially with election petitions. And that's why some people say the judiciary is the problem of Nigeria.
And when they quote one constitution, quote some sections of the constitution and subsections, you still see some other sections that will counter that one that they have quoted. So
it depends on convenience.
Yes. Now, Senate commences passage of tax reform bills. That is the reform bills that has been in the news for some time now. The Senate on Wednesday commenced deliberations towards passage of the executive bills proposed by President Bola Tinubu. The bills are the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill 2025 subsection 583, Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2025 subsection 584, Nigeria's Tax Administration Bill 2025 subsection 585, and Nigeria Tax Bill 2025 subsection 580. I don't really understand what that is. It SB or subsection?
Subsection.
Subsection, yes. And after extensive deliberations, the Red Chamber passed the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2025 subsection 584 and the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill 2025, leaving deliberations on the other two bills till Thursday. Well, it has commenced the tax reforms bill, the passage, and the two of them were passed yesterday. We will see how that one will better the lot of Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole.
Federal government working with foreign local allies to trace sources of terrorist drones. That's coming from the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Abubakar. It was at the ministerial press briefing yesterday, and they said a lot of things regarding the war against terror. Well, he said the usual, and then most of what he said was nothing new, the usual excuses, and we are dealing with guerrilla warfare, in not the conventional kind of warfare, and you don't know who you are fighting with, blah 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 blah, all those things we have heard before. And then he also said, well, the only thing I agree with him upon Bimbo is that the fact that he said that he said it's not true that terrorists wield far more superior weapons than the Nigerian military. Yes, I do agree with him on that, and I know a lot of people might come for me this morning. And why do I say this? I believe whatever, again for the opportune time, whatever is stopping or hindering the Nigerian military from outrightly crushing and eliminating these terrorist elements from Nigerian soil is nothing more than politics and the politicians.
Yes.
They are the ones. And I think the defense minister should be looking among his friends for the culprits, for those who are the sponsors, who are the sources of funds for terrorists. Now, well, let me take a few paragraphs from the story, especially that which has to do with the drones. Nigeria is working closely with international and local partners to track and identify the sources of improvised explosive drones reportedly being used by terrorists, Minister of Defense Mohammed Abubakar said on Wednesday. Speaking during the 2025 ministerial briefing series organized by the Ministry of Information and National Orientation in Abuja, Badaru dismissed claims that terrorists wield more sophisticated weapons than the Nigerian armed forces. He described the current security challenge as unconventional and asymmetric, requiring more intelligence-driven responses than brute force. What we have seen so far are non-sophisticated armed drones with strategic guidance systems, Badaru clarified. Now, they are not sophisticated. Fine, we agree, but they can't do as much damage
yes,
even as the sophisticated drones. That is what we should be more concerned about, not the level of sophistication.
Yes.
The fact that they can also do extensive damage. And there are civilian drones that kill. Small commercial-grade devices on which explosives are tied, usually between 1 and 2 kilograms. It's purely improvisation. Bimbo, I'm wondering, during the Nigerian Civil War, there was this bomb that was locally manufactured by the Biafrans, or Gunugwe or something like that they called it. Yes, exactly like what
is happening.
What is describing here, improvised, locally made. But then it was the nightmare of the Nigerian military at that time. It could kill so many people at a go. So is that supposed to make the soldiers out there on the field feel better? Is that supposed to make the civilian targets of these terrorists feel any better? The fact that, oh, okay, the drone is coming at me, so I should relax, or I should not wait for it it's locally made, it's improvised. The explosive, they just put some, so I should wait to be killed by that. So it is when I now see the suffocated one coming, that is when I should run. I don't know what he's trying to tell us here. So it's like you telling me that okay, somebody maybe a marauder comes to my house now, and I should feel comfortable because he's carrying a Dane gun and not an AK-47. Except the Dane gun cannot kill.
Or like we usually say that anything that happened, maybe like the kind of attack that you mentioned now, people will say it is a toy gun. It is a toy gun. So how are you sure it is a toy gun?
Ebola party. Well, it sounded a bit encouraging here. You gathered that the military, working with the Office of the National Security Advisor, is ramping up intelligence efforts that has already made significant arrest of arms traffickers. Well, if this is true, that's indeed gratifying. It means they've been able to trace the sources of arms, and they are, at last, they seem to be doing something about it. And we're killing up our intelligence capacity, both locally and internationally, and taking steps to monitor the use of civilian drones. If you stop saying this, I mean, I find it irritating. Civilian drones. As if civilian drones cannot kill. Armed drones. And if you have said, okay,
civilian drones, military drones, media drones. They are drones that are used for the purpose of surveillance. They are used for the purpose of reporting news. But this one, that they have explosives attached to them. That is what I'm going to say. Yes. I was thinking, well, at the time I went for an assignment, and I just saw the assignment. Some people there, many people there had never seen a drone. I was now thinking within me that what if this camera, that's the drone camera, has something attached to it? It was just moving in front of them. That it might explode anytime, affecting those people that came to for that assignment. I was just thinking, just within me. So that means anything can be improvised. Something might be attached to it, and it will be controlled from somewhere.
Even a petrol bomb, that one that students make during riots in those days. And you put some petrol in a bottle and then put nails and all sorts of can do a lot of damage.
Yes.
So talk less. It shouldn't be trying to play down these things. In fact, it shouldn't even have said that. Bimbo.
Yes. Before we go on, we'll take this break. We'll be back.
The future belongs to the dreamers, the doers, to those who are not afraid to explore endless opportunities. No matter what your dreams are, you can achieve it. And Top Tea will be with you every step of the way. Start your day with a flavorful cup of Top Tea. You are made for more. Find your inspiration. Top Tea, big round bags of flavor.
Alright, we're back, and it's good to know you are still there, and the program is still Conversation.
Yes, Conversation is a program, and court stops Ekiti PDP local government Congress as party elects new executives. Yes, talking about politics there in Ekiti State. And FG signs financing pact for $158 million value chain program in northern Nigeria. And yes, this sad one here, well, it has hit the broadcast world. Yesterday, talking about the late broadcast icon, Chief Yemi Ogunyemi, who died yesterday at the UCH at the age of 80, and people have been mourning. The broadcast world, members of the broadcast world, have also been hit, and it is rather unfortunate. Yes. And because every one of us here, we had a good relationship with Baba, and after retirement, he became the Baale of Oluyole Estate in Ibadan, Southwest Local Government of Oyo State. Well, he's dead, and Chief Ogunyemi died at the age of 80, like I said, at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, the state capital, and the news was announced yesterday. The veteran journalists worked with the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) for many years, and as anchor of the popular TV show titled Embalaya. Yes, Embalaya. It was very popular then. In the 80s and 90s, which endeared him to viewers across the southwest part of Nigeria, and Chief Ogunyemi, until his demise, served as a member of the Ibadan Southwest Local Government Traditional Council and a prominent member of Council of Traditional Baales of Ibadanland, and during his lifetime remained a staunch advocate for the preservation and advancement of Yoruba heritage. Well, that was Chief Yemi Ogunyemi for you when he was alive, and some people had been talking. Members of the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes expressed deep sorrow over the passing of the Baale of Oluyole Estate, Chief Yemi Ogunyemi, describing his death as a great loss to Ibadan. Well, that is Chief Yemi Ogunyemi for you from the people's perspective. And I had a close contact with him sometimes ago when he retired from NTA. Yes, when he retired from NTA, he and Abolade Salami of the FRCN, he too retired from FRCN. They were the two pilot presenters of our own Eletiofe Yoruba newspaper presentation program here, and I was the producer of that program then, along with Femi Pokuola. Yes, that was when I really knew Baba Yemi Ogunyemi.
You know, aside from his feats and unforgettable exploits in the broadcast industry, one thing I remember Baba for, I say, is very hilarious nature. Never a dull moment with him.
Yes.
I never saw him wear a frown. He always wears this smile on his face, and he always has a kind word for everyone, no matter how down you are. He has this thing that enables him to lift your spirit anytime you come across him.
Yes.
And like I said, always smiling. And that's his particular nature. He was the very embodiment and the personification of the Omoluabi ethos of the Yoruba race and draconian nature of military rule. The number 2 man at that time, he had a name that had some affinity with the coconut tree. So, well, Baba was said to have asked the question on the Yoruba quiz program, Embalaya, asking one of the participants, who the number 2 man? Or maybe he asked a particular question. Regarding the person who was occupying a particular position at that time. So, that participant mentioned the name of the number 2 man. So, Baba now said that, I said the name has something to do with the coconut tree. Baba now said, Baba now said, well, let me just break it down. Baba now said, and that got him into trouble with the authorities. So he said he was picked up after the program and then detained for a while, and then he was allowed to go. So, well, I don't know how true that story is, because I did not watch that particular episode. So till now, I've not been able to confirm whether it was true or not. So, well, like I said, the hilarious nature of Baba, and I personally, I'm going to miss him.
Yes, may his soul rest in peace. And may God, Almighty God, continue to be with members of his family. Actually, one of his children worked here for some time. Yes, before Botemi, yes. Yes.
Well, shout out to Botemi at this time, wherever she is, if she's listening. Our condolences to her and our condolences to the entire family of Mbaba, the late Bale Oluyole, Chief Yemi Oguyemi.
Yes, you have more stories there. People are beginning to make calls.
Maybe we should take some calls.
Yes, 0055009850. Please, you can do well to call back. 0055009850. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bimbo Antola.
Good morning.
Good morning.
May the peace of the Lord be with both of you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, Yemi Oguyemi passed on.
Yes, sir. Yes.
An able broadcaster, a loving producer. He produced my poetry work attentively in those days. I also remembered how he brought in this traditional dancer. I've forgotten the name of that man that used to dance. From a long ago, he will dance, but he will be, oh God. We thank God for the life of all people. Well, and I pray that that God will be with the family he has left behind. So, broadcasters now, these days, journalists these days, we have to brace up and do the work seriously as should be done. So that after our passing on, good things will be told about us. So, former military head of state, General Gowon, is a peculiar species. Different from many former and present leaders of Nigeria. He was the head of state for about 8 or 9 years. He didn't have a single befitting house. He didn't have piece of cash. When he was removed at the head of state, in the coup that enthroned Murtala Mohammed, he stayed over in Britain only to register as a student in the university there. He humbled himself so much that he was seen line up among other students carrying plates to be served with food in the university food canteen. And after the president Shagari gave him a state pardon, Gowon returned to Nigeria. It was his committee of friends or some community people that built a house for him. Gowon, he eventually began a project. One project, prayer project for Nigeria. Third, Nigeria praise. And since he has remained that prayer for Nigeria, in a nutshell, I want to fully align with Tola that most Nigerian politicians are not unity, peace, and progress driven, but self-driven, and perhaps party or tribe or religion driven. I only want to pray again today for Nigeria that God will intervene and root out wickedness arising from corruption and religion and tribal bigotry. God save Nigeria. I did that do from okay. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mara. 0055009850, the number to call, or 07055551985. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bimba.
Good morning.
Mr. Apala. I'm Jiri. I'm calling from Kola.
Good morning, Mr. Jiri.
Our condolence goes to the family of Baba Oguyemi. And Baba, we all know Baba to be a very astute journalist and a broadcaster. Baba is full of joy and gladness. With his tribal mark, you know, Baba was an answer man. But with his tribal mark, he'll be laughing, he'll be smiling, he'll be that kind of thing. Then he has this, Katola said it, has this jovial way of solving issues. It's funny, and then it make a serious issue light by his comment and other. And that story that he told, yes, it was true. It was true. There's no way we should be hiding the story. It was, yes, man, he said the day of question. So and Baba was taken away. You know, the military era, they don't joke with their forces. So I know that. So, and I think later it came with one ingredient like that. I think Royco, that one is this. I mean, that company is no more now. So Baba was but I don't know whether Baba was given a state award or a national award. Those kind of people deserve to be given MFR and all this CON thing, not all these thieves and all these corrupt leaders we have that they be giving them award. All those who have shared Nigerians resources and money. So I think Nigeria from now on should have a rethink on who they should be giving national award and state award. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. You have made a point. Yes, sir. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Turn down the volume of your radio set so we can hear you clearly.
But I think there are people that cause the problem here.
Can you turn down the volume of your radio, sir? Can you turn down the volume of that radio or move away from it?
Your KDP affair article is the problem of that KDP. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
On the airstrip at Kogi State, the government in the Kogi State know about airstrip. They should they should something about it. The third one is that the Oyo State are publishing the land grabber, but they know the land grabber in the battle. They didn't arrest them. One of them, Gelili Oyetode, to be arrested with his brother, the former chairman of local government council, Lansom or his salary. But people know they take people to court. They are taking court, and our court is so slow. They do not make judgment. They know these people have no right of people's land, but they do not. The government know what to do. They don't do it. On the Kogi Road, they're supposed to do something. Find who was in charge of that. So let the public know, so that we can solve the problem. Our people know what's going on, but they don't want to do the right thing. I don't know what's going on. So that's why I don't know. Awuni is my name.
All right, thank you. Well, we shouldn't, we cannot, and we shouldn't label anyone a land grabber on air. And if you have this kind of information about anyone, please kindly go to the security agencies and lodge a formal complaint. We have no right to label anyone a land grabber.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tona.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Akabi.
Good morning.
God bless you this morning.
Amen.
Reverend Kano Babatode speaking from Landate.
Good to have you, sir.
We commiserate with the family of Baba that just died. I remember when I met him last. It was during the birthday of former Oluyole, when Baba at Popo Yemada was celebrating his birthday. And he was so happy. We are sorry for the demise of the man. We pray that God will give the family the fortitude to bear the loss. And let everybody learn a good lesson. Because one by one, we will die. Whatever we do, it will remain with us. And when we get to heaven, then God will ask us what we have done, if it is good or bad. So we are saying that we should do good. Reverend Kano Babatode from Landate.
Thank you
very much.
Suspected herders kill APC chieftain, 3 others in fresh attack on Benue communities.
Benue again.
Seems to be unending.
Yes. And this one says, short sleep can shorten your health. That is according to a Don, talking about Professor Gregory Eharobo. And he said that a short sleep that can cause deprivation and can cause short and long-term health consequences. One in that having short sleep can cut health short.
Okay, we lost that. Absence of judge forces adjournment on trial of auxiliary. That's Alaji Monkada, the former chairman, Park Management System, PMS, OYOSTATE.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you, sir.
Mr. Teller, you are welcome.
Thank you.
You came back. It is good. So this section, you see, some people they defect and they join other party. So some are following the proper channel and some are not following the proper channel. So apparently the PDP are facing factions and there's power in unity. So this PDP and other parties, they need to reconcile. So and on level and education level, so the government is focused, and the focus is on providing some education. The focus is on providing sound education. So money should be spent judiciously, and people need to ensure that the students enjoy benefits. And now this security and others. So there's a deep concern among the communities, and the security agencies are trying. They have been battling insecurities, and this and some people are financing these terrorists and bandits, and because they rely on weapons, sophisticated weapons. And then and we know that the government and the security agencies are investigating these weapons and others. So they need to ensure places are safe and others. And we sympathize with them and make our father living and others. So and God will comfort his family and others. So the native will did well, and God will be with his family. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Another commercial time out, and we'll be right back.
Ask you say wetin be the game where they totori you pass, you go tell them say na better no all the time. Now go tell yourself make you follow join for the ogbonge betting options, fast cash out, rich wey dey engaging and get welcome bonus wey fit reach 200,000 naira. Better no, the game don't start. Make you dey bet responsibly. Now only for people wey don pass 18 years. Better no na proud partner of Aston Villa.
Since we're back on the program, is still conversation. To have this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
This is Alaji Ayulabugu calling from Lanlate.
Good to have you, sir.
Let me also commensurate with the family of our renowned journalist, OLUYOLE. May Allah give the family to bear the fortitude. There's one book in Arabic, The People Around the Prophet. The people around the Prophet Muhammad, they did a very good job in advising, helping, and doing all these things to help the Prophet. Now, if we are now want to come home, the people around the governor is doing well, but there are some people who are helping him. We have the commissioners, we have the PA, we have the executive officers who are working with the Prophet. So accolades should be given to them. You should wish them good bravo. So they are doing well. And if you have a people, or if you are a leader and you don't have right people behind you, it will constitute a nuisance and a problem. But here in Oluyole, we have so many good people around the government that are helping him. So may God continue to sustain them. Having said that, I will not stop until our road from Idoto, Yehu, and Lanlate is being rehabilitated. Although we send the sign now, the contractor has come back, but it's moving at a slow speed. I used to say that. So we are now in the system whereby rain will be disturbing them. Let me know when the vision is like that. Let him continue to do the job at the jet speed. Thank you, Alaji Ayulabugu from Lanlate.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alaji. Federal government to get 250 billion naira sovereign green bond for clean energy e-mobility projects, and that's as FEC OK's ban on single-use plastics. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Oh. No. And on Labour Party crisis, Agro-led National Working Committee suspends Oti Kingibe Nwokocha orders.
And this one says, Biafra, court plays video broadcast showing IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu allegedly urging violence. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Caleb Alabi from Rapashe Road. Just want to comment on the statement credit to former President Jonathan, who said that they have to stop drifting to one party state. Because one party state, when the president becomes emperor, become another omega, it is because our politicians don't have political ideology. In advanced countries, where like Britain, Canada, France, you can't see a member of the Labour Party moving to Republican or moving to Democratic because they are looking for greener pasture. That's why all of them are moving to one party, to one party. Secondly, on the issue of container account transfer, big government begin to say, why have we continued doing the same thing almost at all the same time? That's from the period of Wadi. All these container account transfer after each proper effort. It's just to one put for the boys. It's better we change our ideology, empower the masses. Instead of giving them 1,000, 10,000, we cannot take them anywhere. Have a nice working day.
Well,
yes, thank you very much.
Mr. Caleb Alabi.
Let's squeeze one more call. Yes, sir.
The process of electing the new Pope, well,
yes,
is on.
Yes, it is on. I think it all started yesterday, and then they have entered the conclave, to do the secret oath taking and all those rites, Catholics are known for.
133 cardinals enter conclave to elect new Pope, and black smoke seen from Sistine Chapel.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, quickly. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, quickly.
Akogi and Mr. Tola.
Yes.
Yeah, we are calling from Ritanero,
Gomosho, yes.
Welcome back.
Yes.
God will be with you.
Amen.
The death is an example for all of us. We should try to do the things, good things in this house before you go. Because whatever you do in this house before you go is a story tomorrow. The reason I say that is because of the death of Yemi Ogun. The man is very good and he's an very actor. God will be with their family.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right, we have to go, and been an interesting time on conversation. I'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.